everybody, it's Emily, aka Millie here, coming at you from my new house, apartment. And it's been about 3 months since I last recorded. Yes, it's been that bad. I'm sorry, Watson's gonna be barking. That's why I shut the door. He just can't stop. I really want to thank you guys for being patient and waiting for me to record. It's been quite the whirlwind. I no longer have a wedding ring on. We are in the midst of getting a divorce. We are legally separated now, my husband and I, or my ex and I. And I found myself an apartment. A lot of really amazing things happened in quick succession that made this move possible. Not the least of which being my mother and father, but also my church really came in and helped me to move all in one day. And it just, you know, I packed in such a quick, like in less than 3 days I packed. And so everything was just all jumbled up. So my mom came down and helped me unpack, and she organized everything and helped me get my house set up. And I found a roommate who's really sweet and very patient with me, and I've been living life. Life has been pretty hectic. I've been out and doing a lot of things. I have not been doing a lot of knitting, and that's unfortunate. My fingers are itching to knit, but every time, like for instance this weekend, this is now the afternoon of Sunday on the 19th, I believe it is, either 18th or 19th. I think it's the 19th. And I had actually thought to myself, I got off of work yesterday at 2 p.m. and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm just going to take the rest of this weekend. I'm going to record my podcast. I'm going to knit. I'm going to set up some things for the podcast. And that's just what I'm going to do. And then one thing after another happened. A good friend of mine who was a little concerned about me took me out to dinner last night, and then we went shopping. And then this morning, sorry about my air conditioner. You can probably hear it. And then this morning was the first day in over 14 days that I got to sleep in, so I slept in till 8:30. And then just was doing chores all day. Took Watson to get groomed, and then now here we are, about 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, and I have to be at a friend's for a barbecue at 5. So I haven't gotten any knitting done. But I have been doing a lot of reading, a lot of journaling, a lot of soul searching, a lot of going out and having fun. You know, I feel like I haven't had fun in forever. I joined a knitting group, and I started a knitting group as well. The one that I started is not well attended at the moment, and it's mainly my fault because honestly just my energy isn't there for it. And then another friend of mine here in the area started of Lake Oswego started a group, and I started attending that one, and we've just been that's just been going strong ever since the 1st of July. Funny thing is I go to these things and I end up talking the whole night instead of knitting. So woe is me, right? But I do have an announcement. So we are in administration right now because Emily just started blabbering, didn't I? You know, I just started in. And actually, there's a little something on my, there we go, maybe. And I have a horrible hair day, so please forgive me because it's hot as all gangbusters here. But, so a little bit of administrative talk. Hot Pink Socks, or Stephanie, as some of you may know her as, and I are doing the 24 Days of Cheer swap again this year. And we have already, or Stephanie has posted it in the group for AndersMillknits, and we've posted a little teaser on Instagram. And then yesterday I updated the Google Form sign up, and I put that link in to the AndersMillknits group that Stephanie's thread that Stephanie started, and I will be putting it in the show notes for today. So, but let's just go over what that is. What the heck is that, right? So whoever's been around for the last year or so, you probably know that I had this crazy idea last year that I wanted an advent calendar for Christmas, but I didn't have upwards of $300 to spend on an indie dyer, you know, making me an advent calendar. So I thought to myself, well, I've got all these scraps. Why don't I just make my own? And then I threw the idea out there to a couple people about maybe swapping with them with it, and everybody got excited, and then I got all these podcasters in with it, and so all these other video vloggers in on it, and it kind of shot off from there, and we had over 100 participants last year. And so this year, I have decided not to ask any other podcasters to participate, as far as administrative-wise, because my schedule is so crazy. I don't want anybody to be, I don't know what the word is, like waiting for me to answer an email or something like that, or waiting for me to organize things, because I just don't have the brain power to do it. However, I want to do this swap again. And so Stephanie and I talked about it. She's going to be my right-hand lady on it, and we're going to do it again this year. So 24 days of cheer, 24 days of mini skeins, packaged decoratively, whether it be in a holiday style or just whatever style, because it's non-denominational, this swap. So I do have in the Google form that you can indicate if you are Christian, what was the other one? Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, agnostic, or just other. And you don't have, if you don't want to indicate what religion you are, you don't have to, just put other. But I did that so that if you did indicate which kind you were, I would try to match up other people of the same type of religion as you, as your swap partner. So, each day we'll have a mini. It will be about 5 to 7 grams, maybe a little bit more. I'm still kind of toying with having a tiny bit more in there. At least 12 minis need to be from Stash. You can purchase some minis to go into this swap, but please, we want this to be as low budget as possible. So then you do have an option of, on the 25th day of December, to opt in or out of the big skein adventure, which means that whoever you're swapping with also provides you with an actual full skein on the 25th day for you to open on, like, Christmas morning, if that's when you open it. That skein needs to be an independent dyer or a nicer skein of yarn. It's not a Knit Picks, it's not a Barocco, it's not, oh god, Sugar and Cream, whatever. But it is, you know, because this is nice, right? We're spoiling each other for this 25 days of swapping. So, and then we decided this year that we're going to do a little something in there where you, on the, let's see, what day is it? Let's see, on the 12th day, you're going to include your favorite holiday recipe. Now, this can be either one that you make every year, one your friends make, one you loved when your mom or grandma made it, whatever. That is with the mini. Okay, so there's still going to be a mini skein for that day, but you're also including your favorite recipe. And then on one day, we can switch out whatever day you want. What you at least, one day. You can switch out to put an ornament in instead of a mini skein. And on another day, you can switch out and put maybe like a little doodad, like stitch markers, or a little clipper in there for as part of the Advent, instead in lieu of that mini for that day. So it doesn't have to be straight minis, mini skeins and yarn for that whole 24 days. So that should also assist. Last year I made some stitch markers and included them in one of the days, and then let's see, I don't think I made an ornament last year because we were kind of toying with it and we ended up not doing it. But this year we're going to do it. That can either be homemade or bought, whatever you want to do, you know. Then also last year I ended up doing 3 swaps because things just worked out that way. So other people got so excited about that because I had multiple things to open up each day. So we also have decided that you can also choose if you want to have 1 swap partner, 2, 3, or the sky's the limits. And I will take that into account when I am setting up swap partners as well. I've also included in there if you would indicate whether you can be an angel swapper. An angel swapper is somebody who will step in if somebody else has to drop out of the swap or they just disappear on us, because that has happened. Last year we were so lucky. We only had 1 person who in the end just was like, I can't do it. And so I stepped in and provided that one. I did have 2 people in the wings who were willing to be angel swappers, and that was awesome. So on the sign up form, the Google form, I have on there if you would indicate whether or not you're willing to be an angel swapper. And if you do sign up to be an angel swapper, I actually am going to ask you to go ahead and make your make an additional advent calendar to have ready to go at a moment's notice. If it ends up not needing to be given out, I will apologize. And I don't know, hopefully maybe that means you have somebody else in your life that you can give it to. But I really hope that there are a couple people, I'd like at least 4 people this year, if possible, to be angel swappers. So, and I think that is it for the 24 Days of Cheer swap information. I'm a little rusty at doing this whole recording thing. Watson! Watson! Sorry guys, sorry for your ears. If I have him out here on the porch, he's gonna bark at everything out here too. I have a beautiful view back here. It's just of woods and it's lovely, but there are a lot of birds and squirrels and he tends to bark at them too. So, you know. So why don't we just go ahead and get into reviewing notes. So the review notes section, because it has been so long, just a reminder, the reviewing notes section is where I show off things that I have completed. It's been 3 months. I have completed 1 pair of socks. And to tell you the truth, I can't find the ball band. Nothing. And my mom took them home with her because they were for her. I knit them while she was here visiting. I literally knit them from start to finish while she was here visiting me. It was kind of my same thing. And we were watching a lot of Great British Knitting. I mean, not Great British Knitting. Great British Baking show. And she had never seen that. And so we started from the beginning and we watched, I think, almost all the seasons while she was here. So I just was knitting away because Mom is always asking me for new socks. And then she goes and felts them. And they end up going to one of my nieces or something. But these socks are just a cutesy little stripe thing. I got them actually in a swap that I did with the Romance Readers group on Ravelry. It comes from Ireland, I know that. It might be Chopal? I'm not sure. But my swap partner was from Ireland. And I just did my typical Fish Lips Kiss heel, and it worked out wonderful so that pretty much each stripe, there was 2 stripes for the heel, and then that little gray stripe in between. Then, oh, is somebody here at my house? Oh, it's my roommate. And then I just did my typical 60 stitches around on US size zeros with a 2x2 rib for a couple stripes, and then Bob's your uncle. I do want to find, I know I've mentioned this before, but I really want to find a new toe to do. I find that the toe that I typically do, here, let's turn that back on. The toe that I typically do, and I can show you on another sock that I've completed, I've got a hoe to show you. There's usually these points on them. Actually, I'll get it out right now, I'll show you. There's usually these points on either side of the toe that stick out, and I really don't enjoy that. and I also don't feel like they fit the person's slope of their toes very well. So this toe that I knit. So I'd like to find a new one. I'm still in the midst of searching for it. Actually, really comes down to is when I get to the toes of my socks, I get lazy and I just do what I already know how to do. And it's the same with the heels. There are other heels that I do, but Fish Lips Kiss, I know it by heart. I don't need any instructions. I can do it no matter where I'm at. In fact, I started on the heel of the second sock on this one when I was at a party out on a farm at my friend's house, and I stopped halfway through and I'm not even worried that I've lost my place. So, but here's those points, and those stick out when you're wearing them, and it drives me insane. So I really am in the market to find a new pattern for that. So now that I've already pulled out, I'll just talk about my hoe in the review section. I got in one of my swaps last year from, holy crap, I've forgotten her name. Karen, I want to say. She's really amazing. Because now I have mustache yarns just stuck in my head, because that's the maker of this mustache yarn. She also had, or maybe still has, I haven't been really paying attention. I'm not sure if she still has her podcast, but she is an amazing hand dyer. And I got a perfect sock self-striping set, and it is in the colorway Polka Dot Afro Circus number 4. And I have one sock completed. And I did start this at the retreat, and I showed this to you on the last episode. So on the last episode that I showed you, I think I was about right here. So since then I've knit this. And this mini skein is from my swap partner. Let's see, what one is that? That is not it. Maybe I don't have it with me. Or maybe this is it. Sweet Home Crafty Girl. From last year. Oh! From Crafter Girl. It's from Knit Picks, I guess? Hawthorne Tonal. I can't even read my own writing, for heaven's sakes. This is bad. Let's see if I can get it to zoom in there. Let's poke right there. There we go. So if you can read that. Crafty Girl, something like that. So, but that's what the heel is. And then the toe is actually some of my own personal hand dyed that I literally dyed myself. And this is in the Wallflower colorway. And no, that's not the Wallflower, because Wallflower colorway was the hot pink one, because I was being ironic. Oh, I better refocus on me. But this one I believe is something like maybe Seduce Me Now, something like that. Let's see. There, that's the color. Right there. And I thought it went well. You know, they're contrasting. And so I have that one sock finished. And now the in-session portion, which is what I'm working on at the moment, in progress. The other sock I'm working on of the same one. And like I said, I started the heel at a friend's house, at a friend's party. And I decided, because the balls of yarn was looking a little small, so I decided that I would switch it up and I would do my Seduce Me Now colorway for the heel and whatever this one is on the toe. That way I think I know that I have enough to go around. I certainly hope I do. So I'm going to have a lot of yarn left over. So this is also going to be included in my swap for this year. So there you go. And like I said, this is on US size zeros. I'm using my carbons, and I am currently on the heel of the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I've just started turning it to go back, so you can see the little bump right there, see? And I just started doing that, and I'll probably work on that tonight because I'm going to that barbecue. So I'll just get that out of the way. So that's my first thing. Now I'm gonna bring out an oldie but a goodie. My best friend made me this bag and I absolutely love it, but the zipper sticks, and you have, I can't ever remember how, there we go, because you have to push down and pull in a certain way in order for it to undo. Okay, so find your fade. I cast this on like a year ago. I'm not even gonna bother showing you the picture. If you want to know what it looks like, go on to Ravelry. A bajillion people have knit it. I have knit some of this over the past month or so. I just want to make sure I don't drop any stitches. I've knit almost 2 full repeats, and I am on my, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, no wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th colorway. So I've got one more after this, and so let's see, which side is right side? I believe this is the right side. So at the moment, so since I last recorded and showed you guys this, I finished the Highland colorway, this speckled one here, and I blended it in with this pinky cashmere one here, and now I'm on to my Moon Rover socks, my Wild Moon Rover socks in the stalagmite colorway. And I love this colorway. And this also, I believe, has cashmere in it, doesn't it? No, it's just superwash merino. Well, could have fooled me. But I love it. So I'll show you from the beginning if I can. Okay. So first we've got that wild and crazy color, and then we move into another speckled. I don't really like this transition here, but I went with it anyway. And then we go into kind of like a hot pink, no, well, kind of like a, see, it's showing up red right now, but it's kind of like a berry colorway, I would say, because it's less. And then, like I said, we went into this one, which was the Highland one, and then we went to the ballerina slippers and this one, and now we're into the stalagmite colorway. Oh, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Hopefully that will be my image on my on my oh, this one has the other cashmere. And then my final colorway is going even darker. It's going to be this one. And this one is the, hold on, I want to make sure that I can still get into the middle there. This one is the Blissful Knits colorway, company in the Hemingway colorway, which I have loved for a year now. I bought this like 4 or 5 years ago when I first moved to Portland, and I just have never knit with it, but I'm going to now because I want it. So, you know, it's going to be an epic shawl. You know, hopefully maybe I'll have it finished by the next time I see you. I don't know, by the next time I record. We can always hope and pray that Emily gets a little kick in her pants to do it. You know, maybe. I actually kind of liked it better on my head. So, there's that. Let me put it away properly now in my needle minder from Stephanie Hot Pink Socks. She spoils me rotten. Okay, so put that away. Make sure everything is good there. All right. Okay, now I'm not going to close it all the way, so that way I don't have to mess with it. So these are some scraps from my best friend, and she just made me a nice huge bag for Christmas this last year. I love it. Then, Watson, I knit one repeat of the sweater that I'm currently working on, which is by Kay Hopkins, or Knit for the Soul Designs on Ravelry. And this is a horrible picture of it, but it's a beautiful, beautiful sweater, or a shell as she calls it. It's the leaves shell, and it is knit from shoulder to shoulder, and then you pick up and go on down, and it's knit in the linen cotton of, she recommends Knit Picks, so that's what I'm using. And I chose a beautiful green color called Harbor, and it's the Lindy chain from Knit Picks. I think that's gonna go well with me. So I thought the last time I recorded that I was ready to do the neck shaping, but then I measured again a few weeks later, and I discovered that I was just a tiny bit short, like an inch short. So I knit another repeat, and I'm finally there. And then I just set it down, and I haven't knit it since, which is bad. But so, you know, it needs to be blocked and everything, but so it's gonna sit like this. And then I need to do, however Kay has it designed, maybe I'm casting off right here, I'm not really sure, and do the neck, and then bring it back together and do this shoulder here. And now we've got an interesting little sun coming on me. But let's see if I can, sorry guys, is that better? And there's some boob shelf for you. You're welcome. So I am knitting this also on Knit Picks needles, and I believe it's in size 3 for the shoulder at the moment. So I've got that. I've got all my accoutrements in my bag, and I have everything stored away in my Fat Squirrel Fibers bag for a sweater. And actually, I've got a little something cool in here. At the knitting group, our first time we met up, Mary Kay bought us all, she was so sweet, she bought everybody in the group this knitting knitter's like supply package that she got off of Amazon. She thought it was so cool. So it's got everything you would need in there. It's got stitch markers, clippers, if you know what I mean, lock hook, measuring tape. For some reason there's a thimble, cable needles. It's got needles to put to hold your stitches if you need to. It's got clippers inside. It's got everything. It's awesome. So what I did was I just literally stuck it right into my bag so that no matter what, I am ready to go with this one. See, now I really want to knit on this. This is bad. I forgot to put the pattern away in this guy. So hold on a second. See how nicely that opened that time? It's because I didn't close it all the way. There. Okay, I need to take a swig, and no judgment, okay? Because I'm drinking my favorite drink. But it's hot, and I'm already fat. I don't care, and I like it, so I'm gonna drink it. There you go. So those are what's on those. And actually, I just lied. There is something else on my needles. I just don't have it with me. It's in my car. I cast on. Let's see. I think I have a picture of it. Let me see if I do. I cast on some fingerless mittens a while back. A friend of mine took me to my first ever Timbers game. That's a soccer game here in Portland. And, wait, did I just pass it? And I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun. I guess I didn't take a picture of the knitting, but that's my friend. And I was having a horrible hair day on that day too, so there you go. But he told me that I had to knit, if I was going to knit, I needed to knit in Timbers colors. I don't have anything in Timbers colors. So, darn, I only had to go shopping. And I got a skein of Knitted Wit in the Denali colorway. From my home state, because she has a series where she's doing the national parks. And so while we were there, I cast on for what I thought might be socks, but as I was getting into it, I thought to myself, you know what? I need some fingerless mitts. I don't need fingerless mitts. I have a lot of fingerless mitts, and who knows, maybe I'll make these into actually mittens or something. But I just decided on a whim that that's what they're going to be, so that's what it's going to be. So that's in my car. I'm not gonna go get it. So there you go. So that's the other thing. I think I'm partway up the thumb gusset on the first hand, so I'm about right there. And so there you go. Now, I do have, well, I will have, okay, some secret knitting, but then I have some wishful knitting. I've got a lot of wishful knitting. And actually, I guess I will pause because there is something I want to go grab to show you guys that I want to pass on. So, Kay of Hot Pink, Kay of Knit for the Soul, goodness, and my sweater that I'm knitting. A couple weeks ago asked me if I would test knit. She knows I'm not going to get it done on time. She was just wanting to give me something to knit. I know she was doing that. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to get this test knit done by the time she needs it to be published. But, you know, she's a good friend. So I'm not going to show you really the pattern. I'm just going to say it's a shawl and it's mosaic, and you need a main color, and you need a series of at least 4, I believe, contrasting colors or gradient. And so I have all these gradients, and so for one of the knit nights, I just packed up almost all of my gradients, and then a lot of the skeins that I thought would be complementary to these gradients, and I brought it, and we all gathered around the table and decided which ones I would knit, and she picked the one that I wanted. So again, some of my own hand-dyed. It's my purple. I don't think this one has a name. And then she picked for it to go with it the Leading Men Fiber Arts in the Just Peachy colorway, or gradient. And let's get that in focus. There we go. There, I can see it. Then here is, let me put this down for a second. So here's the gradient. So this is the first color, second color, and on down. It's gorgeous. And so, and these are huge. Each one has 130 yards or 30 grams in each skein. It's a lot. And so this is the contrast for it. Let's focus right there. There we go. This is the contrast. I love it. I'm so freaking excited. And yet I haven't cast it on. I'm crazy. Now this is also living in this bag. So this is my Handmaker's bag, Catherine of Handmaker's bag. She's out, well, she's close to Spokane, Washington, I believe. And she is the amazing dyer behind the skeins from the colorways and everything that from the getaway, the knitting getaway that I went on with Kay. And she does these amazing bags that are like the, that are actually just like the French supply bags, but like half the price and even way better. So they're these canvas on the outside. You got this beautiful holder, drawstring close. Then the inside is finished where the other one isn't. And she's got it lined, and not only does she have it lined, but she has it set up so you have this secret opening for the front, which she purposely made flat. Let's see, purposely made a flat panel right here. Sorry, I still have stuff inside. Purposely made flat so you can put your pins on, your enamel pins. And then when you have it in here, the backing is hidden away and protected from snagging your yarn or coming off by that enclosure. See, I told you I had stuff in there. Then I've also got an extra pocket in here. So this is just absolutely amazing stuff. I highly, highly, highly recommend her to you. Please go and look at her stuff. She does not, never, ever, does she ever cut corners. If she doesn't like, or if she doesn't feel that something is of the quality that she feels comfortable sending out, she literally just won't send it out. So you can always rest assured that you're getting top quality when it comes to Catherine's stuff. And I just love it. And I've got a lot of stuff in here. I've got 2 full skeins plus the gradient kit. So that's another 650 odd yards. I've got my whole carbon needle interchangeable sets and the pattern all in here. So there you go. And I forgot what the model of this one is. Of that bag. She has, it's all very, she has great names for each of her bags. So bag types, bag lines. And then a little while ago, I was watching the Knit Girls. Actually, it was probably back in June. I was watching the Knit Girls, and You Don't Call Me Les was, or Leslie, was knitting a summer top that she got from Craftsy. And I fell in love with that thing. So I went online and I didn't care that I didn't have any money. And I purchased the damn thing. And it was actually not very expensive because, and you get everything except for the needles and this extra skein that I have in there, ready to go. And it's from their Craftsy's Cloudborne yarn base, so it's economical. And I think I spent for this entire thing, now I'm a size 1X to 2X. And so like a 52 to, oh no, they actually do have it labeled 1X to 2X. There you go. So I'm probably going to be one of these two. I'm probably going to be the 1X. And it comes with everything. And it was, I think I spent less than $40 on this sweater kit. So this is the sweater. It's called the Novelty Sweater Knitting Kit. Let's get this in here. I love the detail down here and on the shoulders. Like, I can show you the shoulders by going like this on the shoulders. And I love that it's like an I-cord edging on the neck, so it gives it a lot of structure while not being bulky. And I believe it's also, no, it's a turned hem on the bottom. And I like that. I like that little peekaboo, whatever you want to call it right there. I'm really excited about this. So the color that I picked, oh, and it comes with this cute little pouch to put your, I know this is silly, but it's the little things that count, right? And I love this little pouch. So the colorway that I chose is Pima Cotton DK in the coral colorway. Wow, that's really blowing out. See, that's not really, it's not that loud, I promise. I wonder if I put it against something else. Nope. Something softer? Nope, it's just blowing out the screen. It is not this loud, I promise. It's a nice soft coral, but also, even if it was that loud, it still looks good with me, you know? So I'd still be happy. I like loud colors. Right now I'm on a loud kick period, just in my life period. Live out loud. That should really be my theme since I left my husband. For my birthday on the 24th, I didn't celebrate really. Well, I ended up having a surprise party, but I ordered a couple pieces of jewelry for myself, and they came in, and so I just got them. And one of them is this ring, which says, you guys can read it. Let's see if I can get it. Can you see it? It says strength. I don't know. Let's see if. Okay, so now let's try. Ooh, doo 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 doo. Doo doo. Almost, almost. No! Stop focusing on my hand. There. Can you read it? It says strength. And then it's got a little bit of filigree on the edge and just some teeny tiny diamonds. This wasn't very expensive. And then I got myself this necklace. Pardon the pimple. It's got 2 arrows. And on the back it says fearless. So live fearlessly, be strong, like the arrow theme is really running strong with me right now. Get it? Running strong. I'm just trying to embrace myself again, you know, and just be happy with myself. And that includes living out loud. That means that if I want to laugh like a hyena, if I want to blow out the screen coral color sweaters, then that's what I'm gonna wear, you know? I'm just gonna live my life. And I'm not gonna apologize anymore. You know, I've been through, I'm not gonna get into it. I actually discussed this at length with Stephanie of Hot Pink Socks, because I actually wrote out a pretty long blog post that I was just going to put on my blog and let you guys read about exactly my experience coming out of an abusive relationship. You know, and what the abuse looked like and all that kind of stuff and how it affected me. You guys know a little bit. We talked a little bit the last time about the PTSD or what we thought was vertigo. But, you know, I decided I'm not going to. But now that I'm not going, so now that I'm out of that, I kind of feel like I'm in a hurricane a little bit. I'm trying to find my footing. But like the freedom was so intoxicating. So I went a little wild. I did. And then I found some really good people. I've made a friend in somebody, I call him Wolfie. If you've seen him on my Instagram, he's like, instantly we had this friendship connection that like he's my best friend. He's my older brother now, and it was instantaneous, and he is grounding me, and I've got new friends around the place that are just really supportive and wonderful. And I was so alone during all of what I was experiencing with my ex, and that's one of the reasons why it was so hard to leave and so hard to listen to my family, who were thousands of miles away in Alaska. They had no idea, well, they did have ideas, but they weren't there, if you know what I mean. I felt like no one was there, present in my life, face to face, and now I've got that. And so while I went a little crazy a little bit, and I was in that whirlwind over the past week and a half or so, I feel like because I now have some people in my life, I'm starting to settle. The whirlwind is slowing down. And I don't know where my feet are gonna land. I don't know. I don't know what my future holds. But I guess I'm like, I hate that movie, The Wizard of Oz, but it's very apropos right now. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna land. My house is gonna land on a witch, and I'm gonna be reborn. You know, this is a weird kind of conversation to be having, but or analogy, if you will. But I'm just letting things happen, if you will. So that's. I guess I'll end it there. There's another thing, a sweater that by Hoki Locatelli that just came out a few weeks ago that I really want to cast on as well. It's another summer top, but this one's in wool. But I guess I'm just not going to show that this time. If I have it cast on by the next time I record, then I'll show you then. But don't forget, guys, to go over and sign up for the 24 Days of Cheer swap. I'm so excited to be doing this again. I cannot wait. And because you need to be doing it now, because if in mid to end September is when I'm going to be, I can't remember the dates that I put in there, but it's all in there, I promise, is when I'm going to be closing it down for entries and assigning partners. And then by mid-October, you should be able to be working on it and have it going so that by mid-November, it can be sent out and everybody will get it by the beginning of December. Preferably send it out like the first or second week of November, because especially if you're going international, you need to have that cushion time. Okay. You guys are amazing. Thank you for sticking with me. I have missed you so much, and I promise no, I can't. I'm not going to make any promises. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'll be back in 2 weeks or that, I'm going to get back to a regular schedule, because like I just got through telling you, I don't know what my future holds. But let's all just enjoy this journey together, shall we? And remember, knit what you love and love what you knit. Ta-ta for now.